Today I would like to give you a brief summary of our famous Lo family ancestors. We are very fortunate to have written documents of our Lo family tree that goes back over 175 generations. Therein lies a wealth of information about our ancestors who were distinguished and important citizens and governmental leaders. Long ago, many ancestral tombs were built in their honor, some very near to the capital. A member of the 61st generation was granted an official administrative post in the county of Lo and was of such high rank and service that the family was granted the name Lo. In the 91st generation, another was granted nobility for his meritorious service to China. Ancestral lines which began in the 150th generation produced several descendants who were prominent scholars and achieved highest ranking in the imperial civil service exam during the Ming Dynasty, which lasted from 1366 to 1666. They held prominent governmental posts. One descendant at age 35 years old reached the highest level status in the imperial examination, and though he died in his 40s, there is a temple erected later in his honor. Another was a cabinet minister. One of the six just below the emperor. He held the title of the highest ranking scholar and teacher of the prince. There is a brush painting of him online in a Chinese search engine similar to Google. There were other lines which also produced two other highest ranking scholars during the dynasty and served with distinction. Although this was a long, long time ago, I believe that this sense of being educated and being a scholar still exists in our family today. More recently and connected to Hawaii is the son of our great-grandfather, Lo Chun, who was the first to come to Hawaii. His name is Lo Chun. He grew up in the same extended family household as Tan Lo. He was educated in Hawaii, Japan, and Oxford, England. For this, he was given the title of Jinshi and would have been eligible to sit for the palace exam, which was the highest level they had, if it had continued. He was an administrator in the imperial government of the Qing dynasty and the early republic of China's government. He served in the foreign service and held a position as consul general to Great Britain among other posts. He later became a professor at the University of China. His son was a contemporary of our parents and was a distinguished professor of Chinese history at the University of California, Davis. His name is Tan Lo. Tan Lo, or Gong, although only a McKinley High School student, won the confidence of the distinguished Dillingham family at the Oahu Railway and Land Company. From a teenage clerk, he worked his way up the corporate ladder and became their chief bookkeeper and accountant for the company. His children, who are all our mothers and fathers, are all college graduates. Were well known in their respective fields. Uncle Don, who helped to build our present state capital. Uncle Shangy, who not only was a UH basketball player, but also a well-known psychiatrist. Uncle Richard was an attorney graduating from Michigan and a principal partner in his law firm. And of course our dad, William, who at an early age managed our family business, a park inn. There is a letter from Tan Lo indicating that he was very grateful that Willie was able to continue working for him as he retired because of his bad health. It seemed that Olive Park did quite well financially and then helped to put the boys to college and graduate school. Auntie Dee had a scholarship to Mills College and became a medical technician. Auntie Ethel was an elementary school teacher and a keeper of all our family contacts. And we can see by just looking around this room that our cousins and their children are also carrying on the long tradition of making a name for themselves in their respective careers. To have such a legacy in our genealogy is priceless in giving us a sense of who we are, what we can do, judging from the kind of people who were our ancestors. It is only fitting to us to remember them by celebrating the custom of chimney